Hi, this is Kaylin. I spent a wonderful 2.5 weeks in Oxford this August, and I'm here to make sure that you won't miss out on what could be one of the best memory in your university life. So last year, when the announcement for the Oxford summer program registration came out, I did ask around and got very different information about the program. So I totally get the confusion and hesitation when you consider whether to sign up for it or not. So to help with that, let's play a little myth or fact game. I will share 5 statements about the program, and why don't you guys try to guess if they're myth or fact before I clear things up? All right, the first statement, you need a high GPA to apply and get selected. Three, two, one. This is a myth because even though GPA is one of the assessing criteria, but it's not the conclusive, the decisive one. It's, of course, always good to maintain a good academic performance, but the more important thing is you have the right expectation about every single component of the program requirements, and you should be as detailed as possible with your research plan and how you're going to make the most out of your time in Oxford. Next, the program is expensive. Three, two, one. You definitely know it's a myth. Our department has been extremely generous with sponsoring the majority of the costs, and student contribution would normally be around like under 5,000 HKD, which I think is a great bargain for a 2.5 week experience in Oxford. If you're really tight on your budget, you could always save by booking your train tickets for traveling ahead of time, spend more time discovering Oxford instead of going to other cities at weekends, and getting meal deal from the nearby supermarkets. Next, the provided accommodation and meals are not really up to standard. Three, two, one. This is a huge myth. Of course, you cannot expect fancy rooms and luxurious meals like 5-star standard, but I can guarantee that you got your own room with sink in the room, a comfy bed, a desk for you to work on your stuff, and lots of windows and sunlight. About the meals, I love them. And after coming back from Oxford, even like after 2 months, I still miss the meals I had at the college. Next, this is an intensive program with heavy workload. Three, two, one. Okay, this is definitely a myth. Um, Objectively speaking, this is a 3 credit course, and you only have 2.5 weeks in Oxford, right? But that doesn't mean that all course components must be completed during that 2.5 weeks, right? Moreover, thanks to the communication between our department, our course instructor Toggle, and the Oxford tutors, the workload of the classes has been like really adjusted to be very, very manageable and reasonable. So if, say, you want more time for traveling, exploring local places, make sure that you have a very, very detailed plan for your research project, your group allocation, work allocation, and traveling plan ahead of time when you're still in Hong Kong. I personally managed to complete all the required components while still having time for traveling every weekend. So, yeah. Okay, the last statement. 2.5 weeks is not enough to both learn new knowledge and experience local cultures. Three, two, one. I would have to say yes. 2.5 weeks can be very short, but that's why you really, really need to be proactive and independent with your learning. If you want to get the most out of the lesson content, say, take the initiative to communicate with your tutor on which aspect you would like to know more about so they could better adjust their lesson plan. If there's something you find interesting during the lesson, ask questions after class or via email and look for some online resources to learn more about it. If you want to immerse in the local culture, don't just stay in the room to watch Netflix every day. Go out, walk around the city, spend time in public spaces, and engage with the local people. 2.5 weeks can be more than enough if you're really, really determined to maximize your learning. So I hope that the 5 statements above somehow help to clarify some of your concerns and confusion about the program. And before we end, I just want to quickly recap my Oxford experience through the 3 Ls. The 3 elements that I enjoy most about the program. The first L, location. So as you know, the program is based in Oxford City, a historical city with great academic reputation and abundant cultural and historical heritage, which I really, really love. Participating in the program did not only allow me to study at one of the colleges of the prestigious Oxford University, but also gave me the opportunity to explore great libraries, book publishers, and countless museums, a truly enriching experience for personal learning. And our learning experience was one of the biggest highlights of the program to me. Um, we really got to learn new things through real life experiences. So if the class topic is about landscape and literature, we did not just sit in the classroom and listen to traditional lectures. Instead, we went on a city walking tour around different places of Oxford, led by our Oxford tutor. And we would stop at different buildings, different important architectural structure to learn about its history, its significance to the city landscape, and how it was portrayed in different literary works. Moreover, since we only had a small group, our learning experience was really interactive, and we mostly engaged in class discussions where we got the chance to express our own thoughts and reflections on the class topic, and we also got in close contact with the Oxford tutor. And lastly, through the mini research project, one of the component of the program, I learned how to really design a small research project, how to conduct it, data collection, how to structure a good and coherent research report, and how to present our findings in the most meaningful and effective ways. I believe that those learnings and what I gained from the program would not only stay in the program itself, but also help me a lot in my future academic development. And lastly, I would like to talk about long-term connections. Actually, before the program, I didn't have many friends from English major, and during our very first few encounters, the pre-departure meetings, everyone seemed still quite distant, so I was a bit worried. But after 2.5 weeks of living together, studying together, eating together, and hanging out with each other, everyone really got so close at the end of the program. And we created a lot of memories together, and we continue to connect with each other even after returning from Oxford and become very close friends until now in Hong Kong. So yeah, I hope that my sharing would somehow help you with deciding on whether to sign up or not. And I wish you a very fruitful experience in Oxford. Goodbye.